Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Mehdi. In today's video, I'll be reviewing all of Lattafa fragrances in my collection. I have around 24 bottles, so I try my best to keep it short and informative. Without any further ado, I want to start by Sir Al Malik, means Secret of the King. It is a very refined, expensive smelling rose oud fragrance. Smells highly dressed up and luxury. I prefer it for fall and winter and like dressed up nighttime type of situations. Performances good. At number 23, Rema or Kema, I hope I am pronouncing it true. It is all about dry down. I'm not that much fan of the opening of the fragrance. You should wait for dry down, let's say. At the opening is pretty dirty, floral, fruity, but at the dry down it is like less powdery version of Prada L'Homme, let's say, with touch of mandarin orange at the top. Performance is average. I prefer it for spring, summer and casual situations. At number 22, Sheikh Al Shuyuk Final Edition. There is few versions of this fragrance. Sheikh Al Shuyuk Final Edition. It is a citrusy, gingery, like grape juicy type of scent with a woody touch at the base. Reminds me of EDT version of Y Line from Yves Saint Laurent. There is YEDP, Y Live, Y Eau Fresh. Smells very close to Y EDT. Performance is average and it is a great scent for spring and summer. At number 21, Pure Oudi. It is a sweet spicy fragrance with ton of cinnamon at the base and touch of woody notes or oud. Very wearable type of oud at the background, not that much prominent oud is here. I prefer it for fall and winter. Performance is great. At number 20, blend of Lattafa, another highly expensive smelling cheapie from this house. It is all about jasmine rose oud. We have here added jasmine to that traditional rose oud combo out there. Not my cup of tea. I'm not that much fan of floral fragrances, especially I don't like rose and jasmine. Smells pretty unisex, but I can see someone can like this fragrance so much. Performance is great. I prefer it for fall and winter dressed up situations. At number 19, Ragba Wood Intense. A dirty, sweet, very little boozy, oud-based fragrance with touch of roasted, let's say, coffee to my nose. At the background reminds me of Mansara Oud Cafe somehow like 30-40%. Performance is very great, lasts like 12 hours plus easily with 2 to 3 hours, crazy projection and sillage. Definitely a fragrance for fall and winter, not that much casual, let's say nighttime dressed up situations. At number 18, Blue Oud. It is a floral, somehow aquatic, juicy, fresh fragrance with a dirty touch to it. That dirtiness is oud here. It is not that much prominent, a wearable, floral, somehow unisex, Invictus-ish type of blue fragrance, let's say, to this one. I can get a little bit of Invictus DNA here. Performance is average, like 5 to 6 hours. I prefer it for not summer days that much. It is a little bit dirty for summer days, summer night, spring and fall, let's say, to this one, and casual. At number 17, Amethyst. Okay, about this one, let's say if you have already Oud for Glory in your collection, this one is redundant, highly redundant. It is like rosy version of Oud for Glory. We have here added rose, which is jammy and a bit outdated, let's say. So it has a rose note. It is a bit different compared to Oud for Glory. So why it is redundant? Because there is nothing called rose at the dry down. At the dry down I cannot get at all that rose note, and dry down is identical to Oud for Glory. Performance is good, Oud for Glory is better. So let's say rosy, oudi, candy flossy type of fragrance to Amethyst, and it is for nighttime and dressed up situations, definitely fall and winter. At number 17, Al-Dur Al-Maknoon. It is take off Lattafa on aventus DNA. Let's say to this one, dirty aventus, because smokiness here is from oud, not like aventus from patchouli or birch. Okay, reminds me of Zara's Vibrant Leather Oud. Exactly. But it is more citrusy compared to that one. I prefer Zara's Vibrant Leather Oud to this one. It is not my cup of tea. It is one of the worst aventus colognes out there, but it is crazy, it still gets compliment. And performance is below average on me, like 4 to 5 hours maximum with first hour, below average projection and sillage. At number 15, Ragba. Okay, it is sweet. I can get ton of vanilla. It is a little bit boozy, very rounded and polite type of fragrance, but somehow it is daring. Reminds me of Bentley for Men Intense, between those two fragrances, regular and EDP version. But this one is more rounded and wearable compared to Bentley for Men DNA. Lasts on me 7 to 8 hours plus maximum. So performance is good with first hour and a half, good projection and sillage. Something between casual and formal, leans more to formal side. Nighttime, fall and winter. At number 14, another Ragba. This one is Ragba for Man limited edition. It is a thick green, woody and citrusy fragrance. It is like thicker, more concentrated version of Creed Green Irish to it. Very close to that fragrance, but you can get immediately differences, not identical. Performance is good, like 7 to 8 hours plus with first hour and a half, good projection and sillage. Spring, summer, I prefer it better for spring. Like very versatile, dressed up, casual, formal, dressed down. Very easy to wear type of fragrance and pulls great compliments. At number 13, Adib, one of my most favorite masculine, manly, green and old school type of fragrance with touch of barbershop feel at the background, and oud this here not medicinal, animalic or daring, gives to fragrance a woody touch and bitter type of twist, let's say. But it is mostly in that green side. Performance is 6 to 7 hours, average to good, let's say. With first hour and a half, again average, soft type of projection and sillage. Smells dressed up. I don't prefer it that much for winter. It is not a powerful type of fragrance. It is great for rest of the year, like fall, spring and summer. Summer nights, I'd say, to this one. At number 12, Raed Silver, a compliment monster, hands down. It is citrusy, woody, synthetic and creamy somehow, with a great amount of sweetness. At the base, something between Black Excess and Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne, leans more to Pure Excess side. His take of Lattafa on those fragrances, let's say, not identical. You can get some twists also, which is added by Lattafa. Performance is great, like 12 hours plus, solid on the skin with 2 to 3 hours, nuclear projection and sillage. Fall, spring, winter, not for summer. Great compliment there, guys. At number 11, another highly expensive smelling fragrance, Mahir Black Edition. If you are into daring smoky, I mean real smoky, like burning wood type of smoky and dark mysterious fragrances, this one is a must have for you. Smells like $300, very niche and daring, not a great complimenting scent. Performance is average to good, 6 to 7 hours maximum. With first hour, average projection and sillage, maximum hour and a half, let's say, to this one. Fall, winter, definitely. Now we are at top 10. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you find value in this video, please subscribe and remember to support me by your likes. I really appreciate that. Kaidal Fursan at number 10, a pineapple bomb, let's say, to this one. It is very fresh, sexy, juicy, fruity and woody type of scent. Reminds me of Black Excess by Paco Rabanne. It has also still some sort of Pure Excess vibe at the background, another take of Lattafa on those fragrances, but this one leans more to Black Excess side, opposite of the Raed Silver, which was mostly in the Pure Excess side. This one is mostly in the Black Excess side. Performance is great, compliment getting factor is even better. I prefer it for also around summer nights, but not summer days. It is too sweet for summer days, let's say, to this one. A compliment getting fragrance with a crazy performance. At number 9, Hayati, means my life, if I'm not mistaken. Smells aquatic, fruity, sweet and woody. Very close or almost identical to Invictus by Paco Rabanne, but this one is denser and thicker compared to Invictus. Lasts like 6 to 7 hours plus on me. It is also a round type of fragrance because it is more powerful compared to Invictus. That's why I can prefer it for fall and winter as well. At number 8, Ana Abiad, means I'm white. It is a fruity, floral, woody, synthetic type of fragrance with generous amount of sweetness. It's Cologne of Erba Pura by Zerjov. Smells identical to that fragrance. I have to say it is not a take, it is the exact cologne of that fragrance. Performance is great, complimenting factor is as well. I prefer it for also not that great for summer days, summer nights, for party time, casual environments. Absolutely a great scent. At number 7, Kaet, a dry, peppery, spicy, woody and metallic type of fragrance with touch of smokiness way at the background. Nothing is here fresh, playful, green or aquatic. Very dry, very metallic and serious, mysterious type of fragrance. Performance is good, like 6 to 7 hours plus on my skin, with first hour, hour and a half maximum, 2 hours of average projection and sillage. Could be stronger because of that daring DNA, but it is like average to good, let's say. I prefer it for fall and winter, night times, and smells definitely dressed up. At number 6, Fakar or Fakhar means proud. Okay, again, if I'm mistaken, correct me. Smells citrusy, very dense type of citrusiness. It is sour, gingery, and woody. Reminds me of two fragrances, Y EDP version and Invictus by Paco Rabanne, like 80% of Y EDP and 20% of Invictus. I can definitely get both of those DNAs here. So it is takeoff Lattafa on those fragrances, not exact clone of any of these fragrances. Let's say it is like mixture of Invictus with Y EDP. Performance is good, complementing factor is even better. A great scent for spring and summer with average performance, average to good like 6 to 7 hours for casual environments, daytime. At number 5, a leafy. At number 5, Najda. It is a leafy, tiny, green, woody, sweet and aquatic type of fragrance. It is like leafy or somehow greener version of Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne, 2016 version of Invictus Aqua. Performance is great, like 10 to 12 hours plus on the skin with 2 to 3 hours. Again, great projection and sillage. One of the most complimented fragrances from House of Lattafa for me. It is also round, enough powerful for winter and enough fresh for spring and summer, but gets more compliments in spring and summer. At number 4, Ejazi, another great complimenting scent from this house. It is citrusy, sour, fizzy, somehow vinegary and ambroxany at the base. If you are into ambroxany note, you can find it here big time. It is even more than, let's say, Dior Sauvage ambroxany note here. Somehow reminds me of Davidoff Champion, that vinegary, sour citrusiness. It is not a cologne fragrance or take to my nose. Reminds me of some few fragrances. I can get also sandalwood here, very pure but very synthetic as well. Performance is good, but I get very fast nose blind to this fragrance. I can say like 7 hours plus with 2 hours of good projection. At number 3, one of the best sellers and most well-known fragrances from this house, Asad, means lion. It is a thick, sweet, dark, mysterious, complex, woody fragrance. I can get some sort of little pencil shaving-ish vibe at the background. It is like, again, Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne, Dior Sauvage Elixir. Not exactly like both of those fragrances, but leans more to Dior Sauvage Elixir side. Not identical or exact clone of that fragrance. Performance is great, complementing factor is as well. Fall, winter, pretty versatile, but I prefer it more dressed up. At number 2, Oud for Glory, another bestseller and well-known fragrance from this house. It is Cologne of Initio's Oud for Greatness. It needless to say, it is bitter, sweet at the same time, woody, candy flossy with touch of saffron at the background. Performance is great, smells dressed up and luxury, nighttime, fall, winter, and a great complementing fragrance as well. At the top of the list, number 1, you know it, Amiral Oud Intense. It is very sweet, smoky, woody, bitter in a wearable way, I have to say. It is not animalic, medicinal, or daring. Not safe, but not daring, you know what I mean. It is take or cologne of, let's say, by the fireplace from Maison Margiela, but this one is definitely thicker, more pronounced, and let's say on a steroid version of that fragrance. I can get 12 hours plus easily longevity with 2 to 3 hours crazy projection and sillage. Fall, winter, I prefer it better for nighttime and dressed up situations. Take care, guys.